Tigers are among the most powerful predators on Earth, built for stealth, speed, and overwhelming force. Even though their numbers have declined over the years, attacks involving these big cats still continue to happen in the forests and grasslands, where they remain one of the most feared hunters in the food chain. What makes them so terrifying is not just their strength, but how quickly a quiet moment can turn fatal. In this video, we are looking at some of the deadliest tiger attacks ever caught on camera, from sudden ambushes to brutal struggles that leave almost no chance of escape. Some of these scenes are difficult to watch, but each one reveals just how unforgiving life can be in the wild. A crocodile looks most dangerous when it is in the water. That is where the body feels built for control. It can stay low, stay quiet, and then explode forward before anything nearby has time to react. But once that same animal is caught out on dry ground, the whole picture starts to change. It still has the armor, it still has the jaws, but without the river around it, the body looks heavier, slower, and a lot easier to read. That is exactly when the tigress moves in. She does not spend much time testing the distance. She comes forward fast, jumps onto the crocodile, and immediately turns the fight into close contact. That part matters because the closer she gets, the less chance the crocodile has to use the fight the way it normally would. Instead of dragging anything into the water, it is suddenly the one stuck on land trying to respond, while a much quicker predator is already on top of it. Then comes the real control point. The tigress locks onto the neck region and bites down hard. The crocodile starts thrashing, its body twisting with raw force, trying to shake her off or create enough space to recover. For a moment, you can feel how dangerous it still is. Even on land, that much muscle and armor is not easy to overpower. But the tigress keeps her hold and keeps pressing. She does not let the struggle reset. That is where the crocodile begins to lose this fight. Every movement looks heavy. Every attempt to fight back seems to go nowhere. It cannot get to the water. It cannot create distance. And with the tigress still clamped in, the resistance starts to slow. The crocodile does not go down quickly, but it never gets back in control either. Little by little, the struggle drains out of it. Out here, far from the place where it normally holds the advantage, even a predator this dangerous can be finished. Sometimes that is all it takes. The wrong ground, and the wrong animal finds itself losing. As on any ordinary day, the cow moves slowly across this open patch of ground, focused on nothing more than finding food and minding its own business. Everything about the moment looks normal. There is no panic, no noise, no sign that anything is wrong. But today is not going to unfold like every other day. Neither we nor the cow know it yet, but just a few steps behind, an uninvited guest is already there. A tiger is keeping low, staying quiet, and waiting for the right second to turn this peaceful moment into a kill. The tiger does not rush the moment. It keeps creeping forward, shoulders low, head steady, cutting down the distance a little more with every step. The cow keeps moving ahead, still unaware that the gap behind it is almost gone. Then it finally senses something and turns. But the warning comes too late. The tiger launches forward in a burst, closes the last bit of space, and crashes into the cow before it can build any real speed. That is where the fight turns ugly. The cow jerks forward and tries to run, but the tiger stays glued to it, forcing the struggle into close range almost immediately. You can picture the hooves scrambling, the body twisting, the sudden panic replacing that calm walk from just a second earlier. The cow tries to keep its footing and shake the attacker off, but the tiger does exactly what it needs to do. It stays tight, keeps its weight in, and does not let the distance open back up. Once the tiger gets that close, the cow starts losing the kind of fight it needed. Instead of getting free into open space, it is now dealing with claws, weight and pressure right up against its body. Every step looks harder. Every movement looks more desperate. The tiger keeps driving in until the cow can no longer hold itself together. Before long, it goes down. After that, the end comes quickly. The tiger overpowers the cow, kills it and drags the carcass away from the camera's view to eat in peace. A moment earlier, it looked like just another normal walk across open ground. Then one late turn gave the tiger everything it needed. The deer already escaped once by using the water, and for a while that seems like enough. The distance is there, the danger looks gone, and little by little the animal begins to settle. But the tiger never really gives up on it. Even after that first escape, it keeps watching from a distance and slowly moves back in, waiting for the moment the deer drops its guard. That is what makes this kind of hunt so dangerous. The prey thinks the worst part is over, while the hunter is still treating the whole thing like unfinished work. As more time passes, the deer looks less and less like an animal expecting another attack. It is no longer moving with the same urgency, and that small change is all the tiger needs. Staying low and careful, it creeps closer again without wasting the second chance. By now, the deer has lost the sharp edge of fear that helped it survive the first time. What replaced it is something much more dangerous in a place like this. Calm. Then the tiger attacks again. The tiger goes for the throat. Once the bite is there, the fight starts fading quickly. The deer had already escaped once, and that is what makes the ending harder. It was not caught because it was too slow from the start. It was caught because the tiger stayed patient longer than the deer stayed afraid. An antelope is not a helpless animal. With two sharp horns on its head, it can injure a predator and sometimes save itself from a dangerous attack. On a good day, that kind of defense can be enough to make another hunter back off. But when a tiger is fully committed to the kill, those horns may not be enough to keep the animal alive. That is what makes this standoff so tense from the start. This antelope does not run right away. Instead, it faces the tiger head-on and raises its horns, almost like a warning that the next move could hurt. The tiger sees that too. It does not charge in blindly because one bad move here could leave it with a painful wound. So instead of forcing the attack too early, it slows down and begins to circle. The antelope keeps turning with it, trying to keep those horns lined up with the danger in front of it. Every shift of the head matters. The tiger keeps watching, waiting for the one mistake that will open the front just enough. Then that moment comes. It is only a tiny change, but for a hunter like this, that is all it takes. The antelope still kicks and twists, but now the horns are no longer where they need to be. The tiger stays tight, keeps the pressure on, and does not give the animal space to reset. A second earlier, the horns were buying time. Now the tiger has already broken through them. That is the hard truth in a fight like this. A defense can delay the end, but if the tiger finds even one opening, the rest can fall apart very quickly. Wild cows have one simple advantage when danger shows up. They move together, and when they run at the same time, the confusion can make it much harder for a predator to choose one target cleanly. That is why a tiger often waits for the wrong step, the slow turn, or the one animal that loses balance when the chase begins. In a moving herd, it does not need the whole group. It only needs one mistake. That is exactly what happens here. The tiger comes out fast and sends the herd running at once. The cow tries to get back up, but the tiger is already on it. After that, the outcome comes quickly. The fall is only a second long, but it is enough to decide the rest of the fight. In a herd, survival can depend on keeping pace with everyone else. The moment one body drops out of rhythm, the tiger is already there to claim it. Sometimes the difference between escape and death is not strength at all. It is one bad step at the worst possible time. Speed, balance, flexibility, and the instinct to avoid the kind of fight that can end badly. That is what the leopard has, and in a fight like this, it needs every bit of it. This time, though, there is very little room to rely on any of that. Two tigers are already closing in from different sides, turning the space around the leopard into a trap that could shut at any second. That is what makes the situation so dangerous right away. A leopard may be a powerful cat in its own right, but standing against two tigers at once is a different kind of problem. One of them moves in from one side while the other starts taking away the opposite path. The pressure builds quickly. There is no good place to stand. Then both tigers commit. They move in nearly together, and for a split second it looks like the leopard is about to be crushed between size, weight, and numbers. But this is where the leopard uses exactly what it has. It bursts forward at the last possible moment, slipping past the first tiger and then driving straight through the narrow space before the second one can shut it down. The move is desperate, fast, and incredibly precise. There is almost no room for error. One bad step, one slower turn, and this ends very differently. That escape is what makes this clash so memorable. The tigers had the strength, the position, and the advantage of numbers. The leopard had timing, quick judgment, and just enough control in the 1 second that mattered most. Out here, survival does not always belong to the strongest animal in the frame. Sometimes it belongs to the one that finds the gap before the trap can close. If two kings ever had to settle a fight face to face, it would probably look something like this. A full-grown tiger and a male lion are already standing their ground, and from the first second, the clash feels different from any ordinary animal fight. There is no easy prey here, no nervous retreat, and no simple way out. What we are looking at is power against power, with both animals built to dominate almost anything else that crosses their path. The fight does not begin with reckless biting. That would be too risky, even for predators like these. Instead, they square up and start trading heavy blows with their paws. That is what makes the whole thing feel so brutal. Both the tiger and the lion have jaws strong enough to do terrible damage, but at this range, the paws become the safer weapon to test strength, timing, and control. Each swipe carries serious force, and neither one seems willing to give the other even a small step for free. For a few seconds, the battle feels almost unreal. The tiger strikes, the lion answers, and the space between them fills with pure aggression. There is nothing graceful about it, no clean rhythm. Just two massive cats standing in close and throwing power into each other again and again. That is the part that makes it so tense. One good hit can change the whole balance, and both animals seem to know it. What makes this clash memorable is not just the size of the two predators, but the way they meet without hesitation. The lion does not back down. The tiger does not back down. Every movement feels like a test of nerve as much as strength. When animals this powerful start trading blows, the fight stops looking like a normal confrontation and starts feeling like a collision. We do not know what started it, and maybe that hardly matters once it reaches this point. The image says enough on its own. Two giants, face to face, refusing to yield. If there is such a thing as a battle between kings in the animal world, this is about as close as it gets. That wraps up today's video. After seeing these moments, it is hard not to look at tiger attacks a little differently. Some of these battles were fast, some were brutal, and some turned on just one small mistake. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like it, share it with someone who loves wildlife, and subscribe for more animal battles and survival stories from the wild. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.